April 30th will be a day that I'll remember for a long time for many reasons, but that day was a cold, rainy day. I started my shift at 5:30 in the morning and it was raining and it was probably 42 degrees outside. It was cold.
It's routine patrol for Officer Bulmer of the Topeka, Kansas Police Department when there's a call about a robbery.
I'm driving northbound on Clay Street right here, and I'm scanning both sides of the street. I'm looking for armed individuals that had given me a clothing description from my computer. So I'm looking at my computer, I'm looking around.
And that's when Officer Bulmer sees a little boy in a park. The child is simply standing by a fence about 100 yards away. Officer Bulmer keeps on driving, concentrated on his mission.
I'm still thinking about armed robbers, and on the other side of my mind, I'm thinking, I didn't see any parents around that child, so I kind of took my focus off the robbery. So we had other units that were responding to this robbery. I knew we had other people around the area, but something was sending my focus back on the child.
Officer Bulmer makes his way back to the spot where he first saw the child and flags down a woman.
I say, "Hey ma'am, do you know who this kid belongs to? Do you know who that small child is?" And she turns and she looks down in the park and she goes, "What small child?" And I turn to look and I don't see a small child either.
The little boy had suddenly vanished. With no idea what had happened, Officer Bulmer instantly started searching.
And I'm just scanning. I'm scanning the playground equipment. Where can a little 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy hide?
Then, for no apparent reason, he says he felt the sudden impulse to stop his car. This officer says there's no way to describe what made him stop, except to say,
I kind of felt like a higher divine power of something just telling me, you need to get out of your police car and go look for him.
Officer Bulmer's body cam footage captures what happened next. Because of a small hill, Officer Bulmer can't see what's happening on the other side until he gets much closer.
Hey! Start me at AMR 1039, 50s at Central Park. Got a kid that fell into the pond. I just got him.
10-4-15 from Central Park.
There's no doubt that Officer Bulmer's quick thinking helped save the child's life. His name is Elijah. He's 4 years old and has autism. Elijah's mom says he managed to unlock a door that day while his father was in the bathroom. Elijah had somehow wandered to the park on his own.
It was by the grace of God that he was paying attention to his surroundings and not just looking for the people that he was there looking for, but to notice that a stray child was wandering on his own.
Elijah falls into a new group of missing kids, children with autism who wander. It's part of a rising and dangerous trend seen at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Experts say nearly half of children with special needs will wander or simply run to something they're drawn to. A pond, a traffic sign, a train, all things that can place them in danger. Children with autism often have an extremely high attraction to water.
Had it been another minute or more seconds in the water, he could have walked up on my child floating in the pond instead of thrashing his arms around.
The National Center has created special search protocols and checklists to help first responders understand the unique and difficult challenges with finding and safely recovering a missing child with autism. In Elijah's case, Officer Bulmer happened to be passing through the right place and paying attention at the right time.
I don't feel like a hero. I feel like I was doing my job that day. I would have done that for any child. You remember me?
Naturally, Elijah now has a special place in Officer Bulmer's heart. It turns out that this officer is a dad too, with a young son, the same age as Elijah. Tonight, the National Center is proud to honor our hero, Officer Aaron Bulmer of the Topeka Police Department, for his persistence and quick thinking that helped save a young child, and for stepping up to help generate awareness about autism in the hopes that more children can be rescued safely in the future.